Hey, Corey, we're getting ready for this class, and we've had quite a few success stories on business growth. So I've put these two success stories behind you, and I was hoping you would talk about this personal services business.
Okay, that was a group of 7 women who do deaf interpretation, and they're fantastic at what they do, but their income was only about $400,000 for the whole group. And so when they started working with me, we worked on a number of things, but the primary one, as I said, you need to hit $1 million ASAP, because that's the point at which, if you're not there, the probability of your failing and going out of business is unfortunately way too high. So they said to me, we'd love to hit $1 million, but we can't work 2.5 times harder than we already are, just from 400,000 to $1 million.
Jeez.
So we went through some of the reasons, the best practices as to why that's not only, it's not just nice, it's necessary.
Yeah.
And so we also worked on some issues on how to get there. They said, okay, well, we'll think about it. 3 weeks later, I heard back from them. They said, we really didn't know how to do it, but we realized, like you said, we got to build a business. And the net result was they had come up with a contract that would pay them $800,000 to do deaf interpretation over the internet. What was fantastic about that too was that they didn't know, when we first met, they'd already known about that contract but had written it off because it was too much work and they couldn't possibly do it. So, and even better, over the next 9 months, when they actually got the contract, their business grew 50% during that period of time.
Wow.
So the annual rate for these women who couldn't possibly work any harder went from $400,000 a year to $1.4 million.
Just in 9 months.
Just in 9 months.
Wow.
And more importantly, they've become very profitable. They've increased the number of employees, and they have developed a retirement and health care plan, and they've also had buyout offers. And so it's just any business you'd think, no, it couldn't possibly work. Yeah, every time I think there's a rule, we ended up breaking it.
Now they went on to do like $3 million in 4 years.
Yeah. And I'm sure they've grown more since then.
Yeah, you mentioned here on the board that they've got local and regional awards. And
yeah, the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year, they were nominated for that, and also they won the Seattle Mayor's Award.
Wow.
So they've just really amazing women to begin with. But
again, they took a small, struggling business and...
Well, actually they went from being self-employed to building a business.
Yeah, that's the truth.
And that's part of the secret. But it's also the goal of 500% growth is an important part of this.
Yeah. Now, you also have up here the wholesaler that went from $120,000 to $12 million in 4 years. What about that one? That was like 10,000% growth.
Yeah. Actually, he's become a real good friend and just an amazing person. And, our goal was he was at about $10,000 a month. And this was the second time he'd started the business because the first time he failed. And he was actually working full-time to support this part-time business.
Oh, geez.
So we again went through this, what does it take to build a really successful business? And so the result is 10,000% growth in really a very short period of time.
Yeah.
500, the Business Journal Hot 100, many awards.
Oh, yeah.
Well deserved.
He came to one of our book clubs
Yeah.
and spoke. And he was so impressive. And he actually carried his book with him. Yeah. And it was dog-eared. And he talked about how he studies the best practices that we're going to cover in this upcoming class.
He's an amazing and very humble person, and we certainly look forward to seeing more of his business.
Yeah, it says here that his equity grew by over $5 million in that time.
There've been a lot of developments in that business, and certainly more to come.
Yeah, very good. Well, thanks, Corey, and we're excited to have you attend this class with us.
We're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's going to be very profitable.
And these are the kind of things we expect you to achieve.
Well, certainly a chance to get there a whole lot faster.
Exactly.